What's up, everyone? It's BillyKayaks, and we're here with Strictly Kayak Fishing. And I can't believe that we only have two more events left, and then the TOC at Indian Lake. But I want to thank Strictly Sail and many sponsors that I'll talk about later. But before that, I want to say welcome, Josh Wiest. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Heck yeah. I know I'll say that you are the winner from the Columbus Rivers, one of the most looked forward to tournaments that we have. We rotate each year. That's what we've done historically. We'll rotate between Dayton and Columbus.
Mhm.
There's been years back with BKFT where we had both on the schedule, and it's kind of difficult because, man, these river guys, they come out and they whoop our butts. So
Yeah, I know that. I always struggle out there at the GMR, so I completely understand that. Just getting out the Columbus waters, I'm a little bit more comfortable with. So
yeah, it was an interesting tournament, which I'm sure we'll get into. But you you won the tournament with 82 and three quarter. Tiebreaker, Nick Stoller also had 82 and three quarter, but you had the big fish with an 18-inch. And I know everyone's talking about those 20-inch fish, and I see your smallie hat. Everyone's chasing that 23-inch smallie, but in Ohio, an 18-inch is a fish Ohio. So if you
absolutely,
win a tiebreaker, if you won it with a 17 and three quarter, I'd be like, you had an okay day. But an 18-inch
no problem
smallmouth,
with that.
yeah, 18-inch it's a dude, that's a good fish. And
No,
then,
it's a that's a good creek fish for sure.
yeah, and Steve Baker was right behind you guys with 82 and a quarter, and then Connor Sips with 82 even. So, um, it's it's hard to get, well, not hard. It's easy to get caught up in numbers and look at the inches, but if you went out on your own and you had like 82 inches for the day, you would be like, man, I might have had a good day. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. But when you go out with an entire group
Mhm.
and you realize we're all, that's what is so great about tournament fishing. We
Oh,
don't get to
absolutely.
pick pre-front, post-front,
Yeah,
the conditions, and you nailed it. 82 and three quarter with the conditions that we were up against
yeah.
and some of the pressure, some of the pre-fishing. You crushed it. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a great experience. I love to be out there with everybody, and like you said, I mean, the tournament scene just kind of see how you measure up with everybody else, and um, yeah, I mean, it was a tough day on the creek, but we kind of made it happen. It's funny you say Steve Baker. We ended up going. We did a stretch on Big Darby and ended up going upstream together. So we had to come to a decision early on there and just kind of work it out and hash it out. So he got left side of the river and I got right side of the river. So just being able to even work with the other anglers that you're competing against and making sure it didn't completely ruin your tournament day was a really cool experience. Like Steve's a wealth of knowledge and I had a lot of fun out there with him. He even pulled a treble hook out of my calf in the middle of the tournament. So but yeah, it was a grind. We got a little bit of pattern on the spinner bait seemed to be the go-to ticket. That was what all the big fish came off of. Had a little success with the whopper plopper early in the morning. But yeah, I mean, overall it was a great day. Kind of still surreal. I still catch myself smiling every once in a while when I think back to tournament day. So excited I could make it happen.
Yeah, you said you did okay. I'm like, yeah, you're the champion. Like,
I mean, it's 82 inches it's when you, like you said, when you put it with everybody else for the day, and that's just what the fishing was, and it's great. It's just some of these tournaments I see guys pulling me the great Midwest of this tournament. The guy won it out there with 96 inches on the GMR, which is just absolutely incredible day of couple days of smallmouth fishing. Um,
yeah, for sure. But they had the GMR Big
oh
Darby.
yeah,
I mean, they were, yeah, based out of Springfield, so it was
yeah,
split between Columbus and Dayton.
oh
So
absolutely.
that's an advantage when you spread everyone out.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing too is I got to my launch point and there was already I fished there occasionally and never see anybody. There's already 6 or 7 other anglers at this ramp. I was like, oh man, what kind of day am I getting into here? But yeah, a lot of pressure for a small creek. So it was able to being able to pull that out was, I'm thrilled about it. It's a really great time. So
Yeah. So you said you did not like you and Steve were not like fishing partners. You didn't.
no. I kind of came up. Steve launched at one spot, and I had kind of motored upstream a little bit and ran into him. So we were playing a little cat and mouse up the river. We're all trying to get past each other and get to the untouched water, and we just kind of had to come there, chat, said, "How far are you going up?" And we both looked at each other and said, "As far as as far as we need to." So we kind of worked together there and said, "Hey, no, depending on no matter what, outside bend or not, you're right side, I'm left side," and that's kind of how we worked our way upstream. So yeah, and even it was really cool just bouncing off, just talking to Steve throughout. I mean, I don't usually fish with a lot of people. I kind of get out there and just go and enjoy it, and just being able to bounce stuff off of him was a really fun experience. I mean, the guy's a wealth of knowledge. I think he just won the tournament up on Portage Lakes from this past weekend. So he's a hammer, man. He's really really talented. So yeah,
Yeah.
we made our way up, and when I talked to him, I didn't even have a limit when we first touched base, and he had already caught his limit. I mean, a small one, but I was like, okay, this is how this day is going to go. Yeah, then ended up catching the treble hook in the calf, and I had to go find him and say, "Hey, Steve, the braid trick?" But we were able to pull that out, and then from there we just kind of went upstream, and I didn't catch my first fish of significance until about almost 9 o'clock. So I mean, it was like a 6 o'clock launch time, and I mean, for 3 hours, not catching any fish of size was tough. But I hit that 18 early. That was my first good one right off of wood on a spinner bait. I actually chucked it out there once. It swiped at it, missed it, and chucked at it again, and wound up catching that one. So
Well, nice,
um,
nice job. I love
thanks.
that you give a shout out to Steve because we know that Ryan Parker, Brian Slayton, there's some
Mhm.
absolute hammers in
Oh,
Ohio that
absolutely.
can fish
Yeah,
national, especially rivers. Steve
yeah.
Baker, I mean, I'd put my money on. I don't know if Ryan listens to this, but Steve Baker, he can fish.
Oh,
Yeah, you
yeah. I
said it.
mean,
He's a hammer. Yeah,
no, he really is. I mean, we were talking about, I'm up from Mount Vernon way, so the Cocosing River is a beautiful river if you ever get up there. But he just was telling me about a tournament he had fished prior up there and won. And I always struggle with size on the Cocosing, and Steve's like, "No, I found him. I got him.
yeah.
I was able to get him." So yeah, just really really great guy and really great fisherman through and through. So
One of my biggest smallmouth I ever caught out of my wreck boat that I bought in 1999 or 2000. One of my biggest fish I ever caught was on the Kokosing back
really,
in
yeah.
maybe 2001 or something like that. Black spinnerbait. I bought a booyah spinnerbait, and I thought I just kept saying booyah. I thought that was fun to say, and I chucked it over by a exposed log. I don't know. I thought I was largemouth fishing. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah,
And this smallie was sitting there, and I still have a
that's fun.
picture of me holding it up. It was
Oh yeah.
my buddy took a photo with like a an actual camera that you had to like wind it and we had to
Oh yeah.
develop
Yeah.
it. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
No,
I
that's
wasn't.
yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's a beautiful river up there for sure.
heck yeah. I'd like to. That's the only time I fished it. I'd like to go back. But
Yeah.
have you? Did you see iCast? Did you see the Yak Attack made this little device where you can like take the hook out?
No, I didn't. That would
Yeah, because there's the braid trick, which we all know, or we should.
yeah.
I have like screenshots on my phone, and I favorited
If
them
you
like
need it.
just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little stick, and it has like a hook on it, and
Okay.
they're like you
Yeah.
just
I'm gonna definitely get one of those. I've started storing my rods differently since that whole thing happened. So I mean, honestly, if I hadn't ran into Steve and fished that stretch with him and I could have got that hook, I probably would have been I'd have been in some trouble trying to get that out by myself. It was through the pants. It was not a good good
Ooh,
situation. So really, really lucky he was around for sure. So
but it didn't
uh,
make it past the barb, I'm guessing.
it was a little past the barb. So,
Okay.
but not it was enough where we were able to yank it out. We didn't have to push it through and
Yeah.
snip it off or anything, but it was close. So we glad honestly that's my first time ever getting hooked, and that it's bound to happen. I mean, it's as much as you fish and just kayak chaos in general. I mean, just it gets a little wild out there
Yeah.
sometimes. So,
I haven't got one yet. I remember um Crabtree Jr. There's Crabtree Senior and Junior. Junior
mhm.
got hooked on the Susquehanna, and I think Jeff Little came and saved the day.
Yeah,
Um,
that's awesome.
yeah, on the
Yeah,
Susquehanna. It seems like those hooks are always not always, but when you're on the river, when you
oh
get into
yeah,
moving water or
yeah.
like you said, how your rods are stored and all those
Oh
things.
yeah, I mean, just there's good kayak fishermen, and then you put them on a river. I mean, a river, just the moving water. You just gotta. There's so many elements that can happen, and just constantly got to be aware of your surroundings. Just, I mean, it can get Mother Nature's. The river never stops. I mean, it can get dicey out there. So,
I can't
uh,
believe I haven't flipped yet. I'm not superstitious, so I'll say it. I can't believe I haven't flipped yet motoring upstream because that's where
yeah.
it gets dicey when you're going upstream and your
Oh
motor,
yeah.
and then it gets shallow. So your motor won't, and then
Yep.
your boat turns sideways.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like,
Just kind
this
of
isn't good.
right in the ground. No,
Yeah.
I flipped for my first time last year going downstream on Big Darby, and um, I kind of had a rod hanging off the side, and the whopper plopper got stuck in the tall grass. So I'm trying to, and I just kept leaning over, leaning over. I flipped in like 2 inches of water, but it was right in a riffle, so it
Mm,
kind of shot me downstream. Lost some gear.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just yeah, you gotta be aware of your surroundings out there for sure.
And
So
then only because I see the Dark Horse Tackle t-shirt you're wearing,
yeah,
Ryan Parker is on the box for this month or last month. No, this month.
yeah.
It's some art, cool artwork. Parker
Oh,
probably doesn't want me telling this story. Well, I'll start by saying my kids just recently found out that his name is Ryan. They thought his name was
Parker all the
Parker, and
time.
I said Ryan. They're like, "Who's Ryan?" I'm like, "Parker." They're like, "Why you call him Ryan?"
That's
Well, his
funny.
name's Ryan, but I
Uh,
guess military.
yeah.
But he was in his Shoaley, and he had his screen mounted in front of him, and
Hmm.
it was raining. I think we were on the Big Walnut, and it
Yeah.
was raining, and he leaned forward to wipe the screen with his forearm, and his other arm bumped his throttle, and his motor was kicked to the side, and I just heard a noise, and I look over, and he's like Whang! In a circle, and he flipped, and
Yeah. We're
I
gonna
just
walk.
started. I made sure he was okay, and then I started helping him like scoop up gear and stuff, but
Oh yeah.
um fortunately, I'm not the guy to just laugh right away. Maybe I wanted to, but
Okay.
I was like, "Is he okay?" And then
Yeah.
he
I
stood
mean,
up, and I was like, "Oh, we're in the Big Walnut." So he just stood up.
yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad there. So, but no, yeah, I mean, it can get expensive real quick if you take a spill. So, I mean,
Oh, for
with
sure.
all the gear.
And then
Absolutely.
and it's not a knock on the Shoaley or because I know you and Steve both fish out of a Shoaley.
Yeah.
Um, Jason Isaacs recently flipped a PA 14, and I was like, "Wait, you did what?" And
Oh
he
yeah.
he
That's
just leaned over. I don't know if
impressive.
he was hung up or whatever, but he leaned over too far and he flipped
Yep.
it. And I was like, okay, that's that's good to know because I fish
Yeah.
out of a PA on the
No,
big one.
absolutely. I mean, it's good to kind of find that like point of no return. I mean, the Shoaley's got like a lot of secondary stability. So I mean, I mean, it's just being in your boat. I mean, I've watched a lot of Jeff Little, and he tells you should always flip your boat first, figure out what that point of no return is, and just practice boarding it, and just really helps you out, and if you get into that real life situation. So,
Yeah,
uh,
man. Chuck Earls says the same thing. He'll go
yeah,
out in the freezing water and flip his
yeah.
kayak. So
Hey.
I might do it without like gear.
Summertime's more in tune with me for that. So
I
I need to be out in the cold.
Well, with the dry suit and all that.
Oh yeah, I got to get one. I'd love to get one. I do
Yeah.
a little winter fishing, but yeah, definitely need one of those. That's to be safe.
Hey, you know what? If you ever want to go out, I recently picked one up for my son. He's about my size. I'm like 5'8", 160 pounds. My son's about my size. I picked up a second one so that he could go out with me in the winter. So if you ever want to go out in the winter with Billy and Parker, you're more than welcome to join us. I have a dry suit that you can wear. It's only been worn one
Cool.
time. My son
Awesome.
is only somewhat stinky, so you should be okay.
No, I hear you there. I got a
Yeah.
sticky son myself. So,
And we do a muskie trip every
oh,
Christmas.
nice.
Yeah, we found out that the kids, because you said you have a what 9-year-old and a
9-year-old and soon to be 3-year-old. Yeah.
so that they open their Christmas presents and then they want to get up really early, especially 9-year-old. He's getting up early.
Hey,
And then
absolutely.
they open their presents and then they're like, all right, they're just like they crash. Their
Yeah.
presents are open, the house is a mess. And then
I've been
Parker's
up
like, you
hanging
ready to
out since
go?
4 a.m. waiting to open presents. So
And then we go muskie fishing on Christmas
that's
Day
awesome. Yeah.
once the kids crash. So
Hey, that's
um
you guys catch a bunch or muskies?
we've caught them. Well, he's
Yeah.
caught them. I caught one. He's caught some. We've never caught one on Christmas Day, but
Okay.
we get people looking at us going, what are those guys
Yeah,
doing?
what they're doing out there.
Yeah.
No, they're muskie are fun. I mean, they're definitely the fish of 10,000 casts. I mean, they can be pretty elusive. So,
Yeah. It'll
um,
get your heart going when you see it come up.
absolutely.
It's just like you think. It's
Yeah.
that dark fish like comes up out of nowhere and you're trying to do your figure eight and
Oh yeah.
stay cool, but no, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
No, so,
But I want to all right, let's go back to I kind of like what you said when you mentioned that the kind of the difference between going out on the weekends or during the week when there's no one around and then tournament day. So you have
yeah.
your spot. Did you pre-fish?
I pre-fish. So, I mean, I've got a little bit of a funny story. I mean, this could be a shout out to Brian Tacey at Strictly Sail. I fished the kayak adventure series back in, what was that, like June 13th, 14th. I did okay the first day, and then the second day, my motor completely just crapped out on me. I was basically I had my entire plan went out the window, and I ended up having to float downstream and then getting in my truck and bouncing to another spot on Big Walnut. I didn't get to fish the water I wanted to, so I took about a I didn't really go out and go fishing for about a month. And then this tournament was coming up, and I was like, I need to get a motor. I was going through the warranty program with Newport, and it was just taking so long. I had the old NK 180, and they just didn't have a controller in stock. So I started calling around. I called down to Raccoon Creek, and I called down to Strictly Sail, and Brian ended up having one. So I drove down there on the 4th, picked up that controller, and found out that it wasn't a controller issue, it was actually a motor issue. So they ended up warrantying out and give me an NK 180 Pro, which arrived the day before the tournament. So I got this motor, had to go get it all set up, and I pre-fished one like for 3 hours, just kind of setting up my motor. And I got onto a little bit of a bait fish bite. Like had like a little 4-inch white bass assassin on another spot on Big Darby Creek. So from there, I just, when I started picking out my lures for the next day, I just upsized to a spinner bait with that same, bass assassin as a trailer. Um, so yeah, I mean, big shout out to Brian at Strictly Sail. He kind of hooked me up and got the ball rolling and really got me back on the water quickly, just so I can kind of troubleshoot those problems. But yeah, I mean, it was uh, so not much pre-fishing, not much fishing at all going into it. I mean, I just kind of relied on uh, just just getting out there and kind of having fun was really my instinct. I mean, like I said before, I like to try to just see where I am with the other anglers that are local, and it was a good opportunity. But yeah, I mean, the where we launched, there's probably 5 or 6 other people there, and that's a huge turn off as soon as you get to your
Yeah.
site. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, there's already a bunch of people there. Like, okay, this day could turn trouble quick. But yeah, I mean, Started moving upstream. Ran into Steve. Just at that point, it's just started fishing our sides, and yeah, like I said, I didn't really hit my first fish of significance until about 9 o'clock. I caught that 18. And it's just kind of moving upstream, working. They were tight to wood and tight to big boulders. Some the stretch I fished on Darby has some really like dinosaur size boulders in the water. So I mean that's kind of where I was finding them. The second 17 and a half I caught was tucked right on that boulder. Actually, it was really cool visually. And I watched the spinner bait like bounce off that boulder, and the fish just kind of came up out of nowhere and plucked it. So it was really cool watching that. But yeah, I mean, just kind of kept moving up. That's the style I like to fish. Just I feel like the bait presentation from moving upstream is just it allows you to with a motor allows you to put yourself in a better boat position to kind of attack those fish. And I'm definitely more of a power fisherman. I like to get those reaction bites. I'm kind of looking for those fish that are feeding or in those ambush positions, and just you throw a big spinner bait in front of them, you throw a big whopper popper in front of them, and see what you can do. If you got to follow up with the, I think I still had a little tiny bass assassin tied on just in case for a pickup and a jig as well. But yeah, I mean it was a little bit of a grind. I mean, but at the same time, you looked at the leaderboard and everybody wasn't. It didn't seem like a lot of people were catching fish. So I mean, I felt I felt okay going. I think I caught an 18 and then two 17s. Um, no, maybe I didn't. It was 18 to 17. It was late. I caught my last 17 late, like probably around 1:30. And it was a spot that I had fished prior, but I'd thrown top water at and was coming back downstream. And it was that spinnerbait. It just seemed like that was all the big fish I caught was all off of a white spinnerbait. A bunch of saw guy too. It was weird. I caught like two 20-inch saw guy. So I
Oh
mean that
wow.
was but as soon as those hit, they just kind of go like limp. There's not much fight to them. So it's like it's not like a drum. You get excited when you get hit by a big freshwater drum, and you're like, oh, this is the biggest smallmouth bass of
Oh
all
yeah.
time. But yeah, I mean, it was a grind. It was a hot day. But yeah, being able to put it all together there and just come out on top was really awesome. I mean, I try to fish 3 to 4 tournaments a year. I'm I love fishing. I grew up in Florida on a canal, so I mean, fishing has always been a huge part of my life. And yeah, I mean, I'm by no means, I don't consider myself a huge tournament fisherman or anything. I just like to be out there and see where I stand with everybody else. So I mean, just like I said, just thinking back on the day puts a big smile on my face just to know that I can go out there and compete with some of these guys
Yeah.
that doing
Well,
great things for the scene. So
and then we had that at the major end we had like storms come in and
oh
kind
yeah,
of kind of put a damper on the major end and everything because some of the major ends we have like half or maybe more than half of the anglers will show up. And I mean,
yeah,
these were like legit thunderstorms. Some people got
oh
rained
yeah,
out, but you
got
had
crazy
your
for a minute.
family showed up for the
Oh yeah, it
yeah.
was
So
really
that
cool. Yeah, I called my wife from the water, and she's huge shout out to my wife Drew. She's allows me to between me working all the time and then the little time I do get off, let me get out there and fish. She's incredible. So yeah, I called her from the water, and they happened to be Costco in the area with her mom, and said, "Come on by, come check it out." So they were a lot closer than I was. So
yeah.
I had quite a drive to get up there. But yeah, it was really awesome just to celebrate that with them, and yeah, I'll be excited to get my hope my kids take a liking to fishing and get them out there, and um, get my little ones on a kayak as soon as they can paddle. So
I mean, I think once they hook into a fish,
Oh yeah.
especially
I
from the
mean,
kayak. Yeah.
who doesn't love that? I mean, it's a fun time. So, how long you been kayak fishing?
Oh my gosh. Well, I do the interviews. I've been probably like around. I think I was telling you about that old. Um, I bought a kayak from like Galleons in Columbus
Okay. Oh,
back in
nice.
1999 or 2000, and I bought that with the idea to go kayak fishing. But we had like we went to the store. We went to like Walmart. We bought like the broom handles that you like put
Mhm.
on your in your pantry. They flip out. We like mounted those to the side of our kayaks for our paddles.
Okay.
And then we just like rigged up. We thought we needed like short rods, so we had like
Yeah.
5 foot rods, ultralight gear. Like we didn't know, but I would say probably around there. Like started fishing in the creeks.
Oh, nice.
Didn't we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
Um, but for like tournament fishing, 2000 or maybe a year before, maybe 2019 for tournaments.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I mean, I got into it. I think when probably like 2016. My daughter was born, and then yeah. I mean, I really wasn't in. I kind of fell out of fishing for a while. I went to culinary school in New York City and came. I just was busy all the time.
Yeah.
It's just when I got back to Ohio, I just kind of started, you know, jumping back into it a bit. And I started out at Hoover and Allen Creek, and something about the creeks and rivers really just you know drew me. So I mean, I think it was mostly because there's not a lot of people out there. So I was kind of
Oh
just like
yeah.
you get out on Hoover, you get out on Alum. I had a couple close calls on Alum, so that kind of turned me off to some of those
Yep.
those big boats they have out there. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is wild. So
Yeah. It was like, don't cross the lake on Allen.
oh no, I mean
Not in a
there's some
kayak.
spots that get a little sketchy out there. So and
Yeah.
yeah, definitely be careful. Wear your life jacket. There's some big fish in there, but it can get wild.
Yeah.
No, so the creeks that just kind of started falling into it. Like I said, I'm from Florida. We don't have a lot of creeks and rivers. I grew up on a canal, so maybe that's kind of where I'm like the skinny water. I'm like, all right, I can trying to figure this out. But yeah, I mean, Ohio fishing was a little different to me. I've kind of just learned as I go, just figuring it out. You throw anything down in the water in Florida, you're catching a fish, so
Yeah.
it's a little different. Um, but yeah, the I've I love the Big Darby's probably one of my favorites. Big Walnut, Olentangy, Alum, Scioto. I love the Scioto. There's parts of it that are gross, but even there's fish downtown. So
Yeah.
um, in smallmouth, just you really can't beat the fight for pound for the fish that you're catching. It's incredible. So
Yeah. You said you grew up on the canal, so with your win, you qualify automatically for the AOY, and
nice.
that's it. That's on Indian Lake, and there's canals
Cool.
on Indian
Oh
Lake.
yeah,
And the winner, because you brought up Strictly Sail, the winner of the AOY wins Hobie Outback.
really?
So
Wow.
yeah, the not the
I'm gonna
AOY,
start
no, the
pre-fishing
TOC
Indian.
winner. I'm sorry, I knew I would
Go
mess it up.
see.
The TOC winner. So
Yeah.
whoever wins that tournament wins the Outback. The TOC winner wins. There's money that goes in from every tournament that goes to the AOY. So
Awesome.
you get 100% of the payout for AOY, and of course the AOY trophy, which is what everyone wants. But you got to get people to show up and fish the tournament.
Oh
So
yeah.
so there you go. An Outback for the TOC winner on Indian Lake. So what do you think? You
That'd be
think
awesome.
you might fish that? You qualified?
Yeah, I definitely, yeah, I'm definitely gonna mark some time off to fish that, and sounds like I should be pre-fishing to be competitive out there. So I
Yeah.
struggle with the lakes a little bit. I don't have any electronics. I don't, I'm definitely much more of a river rat. Um, I fished Indian once. I think that's where the first tournament last season started, right?
Yeah, but
Was
it was raining and windy. That was a horrible
oh,
tournament.
it was that's one of the most nerve-wracking experiences I've ever had on a kayak. Like I had a plan, like I didn't know the lake, I didn't check the wind. I kind of went out there, launched, and tried to start going across the lake, and I found myself in a pretty dicey situation with some waves, and I was like, I gotta turn back. So I did end up fishing the canals later in the tournament, but I think I put a big old goose egg up that tournament. So it's
Yeah.
I definitely think I need to get out there and get some practice.
Check it out. Yeah, I know. Greg
Absolutely.
Shubin has done really well out there without electronics. I'm not sure if Utah Parker. I mean, he fishes out of a
Yeah.
bass boat sometimes,
Hmm.
but I don't know if he has electronics on his kayak. But there's some anglers that go out to Indian
Oh yeah.
and absolutely crush it. That have boats that would be like a skinny water boat, because
Oh
there's
yeah.
certain areas you just go to that area and you're kind of there all day. You're not
Oh
really
yeah, for
moving
sure.
around. But do you record your tournaments?
I don't. I've got a GoPro. It's something I've been considering as of recently, mostly just to, you know, for me, for my personal use, just to kind of check out spots and how my casts are. Yeah, just it's something that I look at it as just another whole. It's just a whole extra thing that you have to do. And I mean, with kayak fishing, especially on the river, it it can get tricky sometimes. So I mean, there's between getting your line snagged and stuff and boat positioning and then just worrying about that camera angle. But yeah, I've looked into like the boomstick, and if I can get one of those that's not going to necessarily interfere with my casts or how I like to do things, and I'd consider it. But yeah, as of right now, I haven't really dived into that world. So
Okay, I just wanted to see that spinner bait like bounce off the rock and then land in the
I
water.
know that's
I was like, man, I'd like to see that, but
it was it was one of those. Yeah, I mean, lot of vivid memories from this one. But yeah, that was really cool. There was actually a canoe coming down. It was the only boat we saw all day. It was coming down river, and I caught it right in front of these two good old guys throwing rooster tail, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a little big of a lure there. And I was like, yeah, but sometimes they'll bite that too. So, but
that's nice. And then I like that you said you like to power fish, because I was like, oh yeah, well that makes sense if you were with Steve. I think Steve
yeah.
and Parker fished like 32 miles on one of those
Oh,
kayak adventure
oh
series.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's they've I know they like to cover water. So I mean I'm the same way. I mean I like I said, I like to fish a lot by myself. So it's usually me pushing upstream as far as I feel like for the day, and then just kind of floating back to the truck, and that way, I don't have to have a point A, point B float trip planned out. But and like I said, the boat, I really like the boat positioning from moving downstream, upstream. Just I feel like the presentation of your lures and everything is just a lot more natural. And you can kind of get into these. It's almost it sounds crazy, but it's almost like different water when you come back down. You float it from the opposite direction just because you're hitting different spots. And
Yeah.
um, I don't spend a lot of time picking apart a specific piece of water. I mean, if it looks like really juicy and you're like, all right, there's definitely something else here, I'll spend a couple extra minutes. But I'm a throw and go type of angler, and just I'm gonna keep covering water until I find the fish that want to bite the way that I want to fish, which is sometimes not beneficial to my day, but hey, it worked out this time, so we'll take
Yeah.
it.
And then, like you said,
Um,
the Jeff Little videos. Anyone that fishes moving water, if you're not, and I know it's not controversial, but some people are like, don't overdo the videos. You got to get time on the water is how you learn. Oh no,
yeah,
you can learn a lot about fishing rivers
yeah,
by watching Jeff Little.
yeah.
He gives up all the
Jeff,
time.
yeah, he's so, yeah, I mean, wealth of knowledge. I mean, I've learned tons and tons of stuff that, even if it doesn't directly translate to like Ohio waters, I mean, it translates to smallmouth and bass fishing in general. And just, you know, you, he's got so much stuff out there that like he's really thoughtful with how he puts it together, and just a great teaching mindset. You can just see he really enjoys making people better anglers. And that's uh, it's amazing for the community and for someone like me that, not wasn't from Ohio originally and just trying to figure things out as you go. I mean, having that opportunity to look at these videos is really great. So,
Yeah.
yeah, great resource. So,
Do you have any plans to get out and fish any of the? Because I know they have the Kayak Adventure Series has that Susquehanna Slamma Jamma.
yeah, I'd love to. I don't have any plans to get out there. Susquehanna is definitely a bucket list river for me. I got to go check it out. But no, I think for the Kayak Adventure Series, I'm probably done for the year. Just kind of see how that it shakes out for next year's schedule. That Minnesota trip looked amazing. Just looking at the fish that were caught
Yeah.
on the upper Mississippi. So yeah, I mean that's a great tour that they do there with the Kayak Adventure Series, Drew. Um, yeah, definitely looking forward to fishing more of those in the future.
Yeah,
So
he's really doing a great job of being very selective, not only with the
yeah,
small towns and the theaters and having the local community, the travel people come in and do all that. He's doing a great job with that. In Ohio, we're like we have to pick like where the fish are. So like we have Mosquito coming up August 9th. And it's like, well, of
hmm
course we're going to Mosquito. Like there's fish there.
yeah,
So in Ohio,
absolutely,
there's only so many places we can go. We can't go to the
yeah,
Mississippi or the Susquehanna.
yeah. No, that's the truth for Ohio. So you gotta get to those AEP ponds. Those are fun. If you ever get
Oh
out to
yeah.
that area,
Yep.
yeah. So those are a fun one.
Yeah, that'd be
But
interesting to do a
get the kayak.
yeah, do an AEP. Yeah, that'd be
I
interesting.
mean, it'd be a struggle with some of these guys' kayaks to get out to some of these spots. Those ponds can get pretty reclusive out there. So that's where the big ones are.
I don't know. I think some of
Um,
those Raccoon Creek guys would come and just take all of our money.
yeah, that's
Pat
probably
Davis and
right on there.
Weicker would swoop in. They would just be like, "Give me the money."
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what's fun about some of these local tournaments is there's just guys out that are out there every weekend and just clean up shop, and it's cool to just you see how everybody's different style is, how they approach the water, and um, some of these guys travel around everywhere for tournaments, and some people just are really great in their home water. So that's
Oh, for sure. Ohio is
yeah.
interesting though because like what we were just talking about is obviously like southeast Ohio. And then
Mhm.
the same could be said for like northwest Ohio. Like there's
Yeah.
not people that are and Toledo made their own kayak trail for probably for a reason. They can't
Yeah.
they can't always like travel to all these spots if it's like trying to have a local trail. So they made their own thing, which is amazing. But like where can we put 60, 70 anglers, southeast or northwest? So that's kind of where we're
Yeah.
forced to do like the Alum and East West Harbor and Mosquito, some of these lakes. So
Yeah. No, I
yeah,
mean, I think you guys do a great job with the trail. I mean, it hits all the highlights, and I know I enjoy fishing it. I mean, I love more river tournaments if you could squeeze those in. I know it's
yeah.
tough finding bodies of water though. So, um,
Well,
yeah,
and then
the
CKF has a flowing waters every year.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I
Did you
missed
fish
that
that?
one. Yeah, I was out of town on that one. So,
Oh, okay.
um, yeah, I didn't end up touching that one. I did like a team tournament last weekend for OKOF.
Okay.
It was a kind of like a flowing waters. I think it wasn't a big tournament. I ended up taking second place with a gentleman named Chris Sips out in I think he's out by the Dayton area. We met on Facebook and just kind of teamed up just so we could get out there and get some fishing in. But yeah, he did a great job. Caught some good fish. I think we finished with like 88 and 3/4 inches, but I think Bobby Young ended up getting first on on that one. So another guy that's well known around the scene,
Yeah.
really talented fisherman.
Well,
So,
and he
um,
runs that trail.
oh,
Don't
yeah, does he?
I
Yeah.
think he does.
Well,
Wait,
there
is
you
that
go.
I know, is that the trophy that you have behind you?
Uh, that
Or
was
is that
last year.
another?
That was my two. It's my makeshift trophy room here in
Yeah.
my
But
dining room.
that's an Oco's trophy.
Yeah, that was from the Scioto event last year. So I won first place on that. So um yeah, I've got good luck on the Columbus the Columbus Rivers.
Yeah.
So that's between the
Yeah.
Scioto and this last event. But yeah, like I mean that's kind of what I gravitate towards. I mean, I'm a river fisherman through and through. I mean, I do love competing in the tournaments, just like I said, just to see where I stand up against everybody else. But if I had my choice, I'd be fishing a river tournament every weekend.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like pick and choose. So I mean, I've been dipping in my toes into the lake tournaments here and there, and just kind of make that a little bit more part of my game, and just constantly learning, and just have a little bit a couple more tricks in the
Yeah.
bag. So
Well, I mean, to win a tournament, especially against all these hammers. I mean, you mentioned, Bobby Young. Um, he crushed it last year, AOY. He won
oh yeah,
Bassmaster, the
yeah,
Ohio
dude,
Bassmaster last year. Bobby
absolutely,
Young is absolute hammer, and so to go up against some of those guys, and Skidmore and Hannigan and
oh yeah,
Josh Nickel, like just all these people that fish, and then to have someone like Steve Baker come down and just all
yeah.
these. And I'm not saying all those guys fish this tournament, but Ohio has a lot of really good
Oh, they've
anglers.
got. Oh man, there's some. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I go through that Tourney X list the night before the tournament. I'm like, geez. I mean, some of the names you just said, I'm like, okay, I've
yeah,
seen how these guys. I mean, how they finish. I mean, there's some of these guys that are always in the top 10 that are, um, just extremely talented anglers. And the cool thing about the kayak community is I've never had a bad experience. I mean, everyone's just so nice and so open with um, just such a friendly, thing. It's such an organization that just, I think you in the more like the boat bass community, it's a little more cutthroat, and just the kayak guys just seem a little bit more laid back, and everyone's just, you're genuinely happy for people when you see them do well, because I mean it's a lot of work to fish out of a kayak, and it takes a lot of discipline. So I mean
yep,
it's nice when you see these local guys do big things and win these tournaments for sure. So
yeah. Like I said, we have Mosquito coming up, and then Salt Fork, and then the Tournament of Champions. Um, and you're not wrong. The camaraderie, the camping that we do, we sit around a
oh yeah,
campfire, we camp, we just talk fishing, and just get to know people. And I don't hear about like the bass community doing that. Like they may
yeah,
get a house, and there may be some of that, but we just it's just such a great community. So
it really is. No,
yeah,
for sure.
couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
I promised you I wouldn't keep you forever, so kind of want to wrap it up by, and you kind of hinted to it a little bit already. You thanked your wife, but is there anyone else? You can thank her again.
No,
I don't mean you can't thank her again, but is
I
there?
got to. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
no, I
Who do you
mean,
want to thank? Give a shout out to before we wrap it up.
yeah, I mean, for you first off, I mean, thanks for having me on. Thanks for doing what you do for the tour and the fishing scene. Um, Once again to Brian out there at Strictly Sail, really helped me get back on the water, and just a great guy. That's I've purchased plenty of stuff from him in the past. Talked to him at the fishing expo, but he didn't really know me. But at the same time, he didn't hesitate to make sure that I was able to fish this tournament and get out there. So um, truly, truly awesome guy. Steve for pulling that hook out of my leg in the middle of the day, and not didn't even hesitate to say, wasn't annoyed that I was taking up his time fishing. It was like, hey man, let's get this handled and get back on the water. And yeah, once again, my wife and kids, just being able to get out there, and like you said, I mean, you can watch YouTube videos, but there is an element of time on the water, and that takes a lot of time away from your family, and just stuff you want to do. So her being able to be at home with the kids and let me get out there is truly awesome. So yeah, just blessed to be out there and to fish when I can. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. And I love that you thanked Tacey. So thank you to Strictly Sail. I think on my shirt, Strictly Sail and Kayak, Hobie Eyewear, Rogue Fishing. We couldn't do this without sponsors. So all the volunteers in the world, all that we want to go fish a tournament and compete with our buddies on Saturday, we couldn't do it without sponsors, without someone behind the scenes helping us out. So they're doing an amazing job. Strictly Sail and Kayak. Appreciate them so much, and appreciate you. And congratulations, man! Again
thanks, man. I
for your
appreciate
win,
it.
and thanks for oh, and then Michigan, you got your
Oh
small.
yeah, the smallies. So yeah, I love what those guys those they do. I did throw around their new the munchie a little bit
Yeah.
on tournament day. I didn't get any takers, so I'm still working out figuring out that lure. But yeah, those great guys. Love the Smalley Talk podcast, and I just saw Shrinko won the big kayak adventure series. So I mean,
Yeah, you did.
just just another guy that's wealth of knowledge and just being able to listen to them and the real having tons of gear in the smallmouth world is great. I love to represent. So
Absolutely. And I don't know, man. Maybe you'll win another one. We'll have you on here again. You want to do this again sometime?
yeah, absolutely. No, for sure. We at least got to get winter fishing. I'll take you up on that offer for sure. So
Oh,
that'd
heck
be
yeah. Let's do
yeah.
it. We got to get out there. And those big walnut smallies will bite if you go find them. Well,
Oh
you'll
yeah,
find that.
I know some spots.
You know
So
some spots. All right.
yeah,
I'll keep you safe with the dry suit and you can take
that'd be great.
spots.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on here. And thanks everyone who listens. Um, hope to see you guys at Mosquito and have a great day. Bye, everyone. That was good. I didn't say anything dumb. I don't think.
I hope I
Sometimes,
didn't make
I mean,
it.
you didn't for sure. Sometimes I say something dumb and I'm like, I gotta edit that. I like the non-edited podcast.
Yeah, that's cool.
When you
Yeah,
clean them up
absolutely.
too much, it sounds
Yeah.
non-organic and it's just
Oh, for sure.
do
So
you so you work you said culinary. Do you work in a restaurant?
yeah, I'm a chef. I'm a chef at a fine dining club. So it's a basically think like a country club, but the only amenity we offer is dining. So I mean, I've got about 300 members. Yeah, we just it's fine dining food. So like yeah,
That's what you
that's
do.
all I've ever done. I've been in the restaurant scene for 20 plus years. Started when I was 16.
You know what I'm
Uh,
gonna say next, right? I
what's
don't watch
that?
a lot of TV, but I got obsessed.
Which one? Bear?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of me as a lot more so when I was younger, but
Yeah.
having
It
a
was
couple
so
kids.
good. It was so good.
Yeah. I mean, that's real life. I watched the first season and I was like, this is too real. I can't I don't know if I could
That's
watch
fair.
this, but yeah, I mean, I've got a really great staff. A lot of guys have followed me around for a couple of years. I've uh, worked for Todd English in New York City when I was there. Worked at a bunch of fine dining spots. Um, but yeah, it's fun. It's I'm kind of transitioning into the role of the into front of house into like a general manager position for the club. That's
Yeah.
kind of like the end game is so I'm not on my feet cooking, constantly for the rest of my life. Um, but it's yeah, I love it. But at the same time, it's managing people. It's just making sure they do what they're supposed to be doing and cooking the right way. I mean, what I've always loved about culinaries is like it's an instant reaction. Like you know whether or not someone likes your food or not. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
no there's no kind of bullshitting around it.
I I recently picked up I already had two cast iron pans, but I picked up four more from my grandpa's barn. My
Oh,
grandpa passed
nice.
away. He was 94,
Oh,
so we're good.
that's a good life.
But
Yeah.
it was a good life. And I restored, like I got the electrolysis tank and
Oh yeah.
I did with the easy off in the trash bag thing and whatever, and I restored them, whatever. And then I've always had stainless steel pans, and I made all the kids learn to cook with stainless steel.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing any of that Teflon bullshit.
That
And
Teflon's bad, man.
my
Yeah, you don't
daughter
want.
moved out, sorta. She's kind of still lives here, kind of moved out. I gave her my better, because I had 2 sets of stainless steel, and I gave her the pans. She's like, "Thank you so much. I don't know how to use those other pans. I know how to use these."
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, that,
"Well, because
hey
I
man, that's
learned."
awesome. You taught him how to do that for sure. I mean, that's a lot of people can't even cook out of can't cook out
I
of
know.
anything. So being able to cook out of stainless steel, yeah, that's
Yeah, I still use air fryer a lot, but it
yeah, I
works.
don't have one. I mean, I've yeah, I mean, they're for what they do for yeah, you can't beat it. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
everyone's
great.
like, what do you do in the air fryer? I'm like, it's like a tiny oven.
Anything. Yeah, I mean,
Like, it's an
you can do
oven, like
anything.
it's an
Yeah.
oven now instead of
Yeah. No,
15
exactly.
minutes from now.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I love it. It's
Yeah,
if I could, I'd be fishing more, but
you and me both.
yeah.
Yep. So,
So,
all right, man. Hey, it was
all right,
good.
man.
It's good
Yeah,
talking
thanks for
with you.
nice talking to you. Let's stay in touch and get out on the water sometime.
Heck yeah. All right, man.
All right, man. I'll
I'll see
talk to
you.
you.
All right, bye.